Hello and welcome to a second special edition of Weekend Coffee with Dr. Brown. And I'm just gonna go for a bit of a walk as we come out here from my hotel. And as we get to the corner here, I want to show you something really interesting. Beautiful bell tower here. This will go off at some point today. As we come this way, you can just see the tip of one of those towers of the Kremlin. So as I was having breakfast this morning, there was this interesting kind of it's basically like a wall in behind the breakfast area where it was talking about the creation of the Eggs Benedict and how it's weird that like everything on an Eggs Benedict is from different places. Like, you know, it's an English muffin but with Canadian bacon, but with a French sauce named after Holland, the Dutch. And it was all like, how could they come up with such a weird concoction? And so I decided just to Wikipedia it. Of course, the answer is New York, because they're degenerates in New York. Actually, though, it's just kind of weird, this kind of nationalism that we see in inventions. You know, that there has to be, you know, if it's an English muffin, it can only ever be enjoyed by someone from England. Or that, you know, Canadian bacon can only be enjoyed by Canadians. And you can never touch the two. They're like matter and antimatter. If they ever touch, problems happen. You know, and that's not true of cuisine. That's not all true of cuisine. In fact, the majority of what we know now is Italian food. Well, the tomato is not native to Italy, and pasta was created by the Chinese. So, you know, what can you say? So my Russian is getting a little bit better these days, and here you can see that this is the Zoological Museum. It yet again is another very quiet early morning. Mostly everybody is just kind of getting into their cars, driving around. In some instances, there's about a few people on the streets and quite a few police vehicles around. One thing that you will find of a lot when you're in Moscow is you end up at a situation like this. Where am I supposed to cross the road? Well, that's where these things come in. These kind of underground passages under the roads in order to allow that to maintain clearness. And you can see they have these little markers of a guy going down, and we're going to use one, but sometimes these can be quite hard to figure out where they are. So if you are stuck, then you got to come and look for one of these. And at night these become very interesting too, because what you will find is little bands and buskers will set up inside of them. And that can be quite nice in the evenings. And some of them inside of this have stores inside of them too. So it's a little bit like an underground shopping mall. Or the Path if you're in Toronto. This is kind of like a neat little mini market here. And as we come out here, we're going to be into the park that runs around the rest of the Kremlin. So everybody kind of has maybe seen the Red Square on the one side, but around the rest of it, there's a road out the back along the waterfront. On this front bit here is a beautiful park, and you might know this statue here. As we come out, we have the horses, and the fountains are not running at the moment through this area. And as we come across here, there you can see the Kremlin. There's kind of the entrance over to Red Square. There's the Four Seasons Hotel. And then there's also some other statuaries in this park here. If you look way over there, that's the State Duma. Here we are in the Alexandrovsky Garden. Kind of talk about the history of it through it. And over here we have some of the various statues and monuments. This is kind of an interesting one back here, as that gate is made from rubble from some of the destroyed cities. And we'll come up this way because we got the cool obelisk looking thing, and then we'll come down across and we'll move towards Red Square via something I think you'll find kind of interesting. Look at that, it's green. It's green! We get green in Moscow sometimes. We get green in Russia sometimes. It does happen. So along here, this is a walk of the hero cities. Those that had great devastation during the Second World War, or as we learned yesterday, Great Patriotic War. So there's Murmansk, what we got here. Any other ones we recognize? And so all of them have a star along this walk in front of the Kremlin walls. And as you reach the end of this, what's known as kind of the military area of the park, you can see the eternal flame there being guarded, and they'll do a changing of the guards here. Don't they look smart? Even the gate section over here is very martial. We can see it's created via spheres. So we got spears, and we've got fasces here with the axe on top of it. So an old Roman symbology there, saying that it is a consul out for war. And you come through this big, huge gate here, and now you're out into the edges of Red Square with the Four Seasons. Whoop, geez. So we can get a view over here. And there's St. Basil's Cathedral, developed, of course, because Russians love Tetris. And we'll come over this way towards the Four Seasons and towards the metro stations. So, oh, there's the Tomb of Lenin as well, and the clock. You've already seen all of that. I've taken you through GOOM and shown you around, so we're not going there today. Today I got something else planned. Okay, we're off to the Green Line. Let's go. Nice bit with this is you get your walk in just heading to the subway. So you don't even feel bad for taking it. I messed up. We went the red line. So I'm on the Green Line now, but we're gonna transfer over into the red line. So not a big problem. The Moscow metro system is actually very well designed. It's very easy to get around inside of. It's got really nice signage, and the stations can be quite beautiful. So if you're here, take your time not just to, you know, get to your destination, but also take a look at the various things that are happening inside of the metro in terms of the beautiful construction. A really good tip if you ever get lost inside of the metro and you're looking for your colored line. Line 5, which is kind of the interior circle, touches all of them. So if you get to line 5, you can pretty much find your way. And I mean, this is what I mean. If we hadn't taken that wrong turn and got lost, we wouldn't have been able to see things like this. We have one of the modern ones now with the chargers and the map that's interactive. There's a professor who lives a life of danger. For everyone he meets, he is a stranger. With every move he makes and every grade he takes, chances are students won't let him live tomorrow. Wait, what's happened? When did I get out into Asia? When did I get out into China? No, this is actually in Moscow, down from the Lubyanka. This is a tea house here. Interesting backstory on this. So this started out as basically what amounted to kind of the Soviet era communal apartments. You got the shops on the bottom and you got the communal apartments up above. But what happened here is a second architect took over when they had the Chinese ambassador coming into town. And so they reconstructed this entire beautiful Chinese style facade on the front of the building, and they put a tea store down in the bottom. So this is a very famous tea store inside of Moscow. In fact, when I was asking Timur, what do you want? He said, get me some tea from this place. And I said, how did you know I'm going there? So maybe Timur's been getting the reports from the Lubyanka. And, you know, of course, as soon as I get here, you know, they're washing the facade. But my understanding is that the Chinese ambassador came and saw this, and he was less than impressed. But the people of Moscow have been impressed with this building, and this is still a very famous tea store. So let's take a look at what they're advertising for sale here. So we've got chai, we got basically tea, we got sahar, so sugar, we got coffee, of course, we got chocolate, we've got, so basically chocolate powder like cocoa, and we've got fruit. So I'm assuming they mean like fruit flavored teas for that. Well, we got some tea, and now we're gonna head off to something nice to do while we're enjoying our tea. Because there's only one better thing than having a nice cup of tea, and that is to have a nice cup of tea, a nice book. Oh my goodness, we're at the largest bookstore inside of Moscow. In fact, according to them, one of the largest inside of Europe. So we're gonna go in and take a look at all the books. If I can ever find the entrance. It's that big. I think it's somewhere over here. We'll have to keep going. I thought we'd reach the entrance by now. Oh my goodness. How big is this place? Is this it? It is. When they said that bookstore was big, they were not kidding. It's about 3 stories of books, and then there's like an underground area where it's all kind of like coins and stamps and a cafe. And it's very hard to get around and figure out where anything is. In fact, the English language section is actually bigger than some Coles. Like the Coles in the Penn Center is actually smaller than just the English section there. You know, bookstores are very dangerous for me, but I managed to get away. And we're back into the metro system. Metro. Some more of the beautiful sights inside of the Moscow metro system. And of course it's London. They're one of these sites of the Moscow metro system. because the family that uses machine guns together stays together, it seems. It was a little bit hard to find because the shop's out of the way. It's kind of like downstairs here. But, oops, wrong side. Hey, hey. Hockey time. Hockey time. You know, it's interesting some of the similarities. I don't need this. Similarities in some of the cultural elements. Because you go out the back here, and so there's not a game on right now. And you can see all these kids and their parents that are dropping them off for their morning practice at the hockey arena here. So, you know, just like in Canada, right? It's the hockey moms dropping off all the kids. So originally I went in, I said, where's the shop? And he's like, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Go out, go down. Like, okay. This is a nice trip out though, because this is one of those hallowed grounds of Soviet era hockey. So, you know, I guess it's kind of like, you know, visiting Maple Leaf Gardens while it was still around. You know, this is the enemies on the other side. Hidden behind the alleyway, behind the alleyway, behind the alleyway. One of my favorite Thai restaurants. So I'm glad that you could join me on this updated weekend coffee and I guess weekend Thai food with Dr. Brown. So as always, stay safe and wash your hands.